So this is what we have been up to the past week since we brought home our new baby Ellie the eldest. Not a lot of fun has been had.
Yeah, if you remember from our last video, we basically picked up our new motorhome, drove her all the way home, and we've been spending the past week just kind of installing home comforts, figuring out storage solutions, and not doing much else, to be honest. So I'm afraid we don't have anything to report. That's the end of this week's video. Thank you for watching. I'm just kidding on, guys. Of course I'm kidding. Instead, while we get this place sorted out, we thought we'd tell you a little bit of a story about one of our favourite places in the world. It's a place we visited in the last video but didn't go into a lot of depth of, and it is of course AVIEMORE. So good morning guys and welcome back to our channel. Now, as we promised in the last video, we're on our way currently north to somewhere that is very, very special for us, and we're going to be bringing you guys along with us.
But before we do that, we are off for an adrenaline rush to kickstart our day because Campbell's not had time for his coffee yet. Why not start it with a bit of ziplining?
Yeah, well, at least this time we're not going up there. It's not as daunting as a bungee jump, I don't think.
No, definitely not. I don't feel as nervous, I feel a lot more excited.
40 metres off the ground apparently. I think you promise you won't die.
Oh, you're not pinky promising anything. Wait till you get ready.
Do this. There you go, good job. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, go! Once you actually start to get into the Highland swing of things, it does actually get a lot easier. I feel like that one was a good one, Highland swing of things. First, here we go!
Weird feeling. No, I can't.
Yeah! 2, 1, go! 2, 1, 2, 1, go!
Sorry, I thought that I was going to fall.
You've done it 7 times now. 2, 1, go!
Don't go backwards.
Now, for those of you that are new to our channel, we basically just arrived back from the island of Guernsey where we worked for the past 12 months. And we spent some time with our friends during the last week before we decided to take some time to ourselves and head up to one of our favourite places in the entire world. And that is, of course, AVIEMORE. Now, luckily for us, my parents actually have a caravan up in AVIEMORE and a lot of speed bumps apparently, and that's where we're going to go for the next couple of days and have a complete digital detox and just spend some time out in nature. Now, we are actually going to bring you guys along with us, so we will of course be filming, but this is just a general idea of what you can get up to if you're wanting to escape to the countryside up in AVIEMORE. And here we are. Woo! Home sweet home. Time to get unloaded and get the dinner prepped because I am starving. And of course the most important part of a nice camp weekend. And here we are, our cosy little cabin for the next couple of nights.
Oh, I'm so glad to be back.
I know. It has been well over a year since we were last here. I think this was one of our last stops before we actually went to Guernsey last January. However, the weather is banging this weekend, it's so beautiful. And like, it's just so exciting to be back out into the countryside with just nothing to worry about but just heading out on walks and enjoying the beautiful scenery. And here we go, finished result with Mama Jim's homemade potato salad. This one is actually shout out to Kelly and Adam from the Wilder Route. They're the one that showed us how to make this, and this is in your honour. We'll let you know how good it is. Good morning guys. Last night was a bit uneventful for us. I think we just settled right into the chilled way of life. We arrived at the van, had dinner, and then basically just sat around, had a glass of wine and did lots of planning of what we want to do today. We've got some big plans and I'm very, very excited to get up here and get out into nature again. Before we do that, however, we're just going to do some chilling out this morning, have some breakfast, and then just do a little bit of work that we need to do every single day. So we've come to a place not too far from AVIEMORE itself. It's only about a 10-minute drive, and it's somewhere that you've probably heard about before or at least seen pictures of, and it is Loch and Eilean. So now the walk around here is nothing too strenuous. It's only about a 3-mile walk and it's pretty flat just as you walk around the actual loch itself, which is perfect for us because we're not as fit as what we used to be, are we?
Definitely not. It's a really nice way to get ourselves into long distance walks again.
I know, just take it easy bit by bit. It's so nice though just to be back under the trees, feeling the pine needles like underneath our feet, just in the middle of nowhere really. It's such a nice feeling again. And of course this here is the main attraction at Loch Eilean. So it's right in the middle at the start, on the northern end of the loch. What are you, sorry? You're just decking it in the middle of me commenting.
Whew.
So we've got the castle. Now this dates back a good little while ago. I don't know off the top of my head, I'll put it at the bottom of the screen. But I believe it was kind of built during the time of like a very tyrannical monarchy in the region, and they basically built this castle out in the middle of the loch. Back then there used to be a causeway that led across to it. However, over the years they kind of dammed up this loch and it raised the so the water level, so you can't actually see the causeway anymore. And it just looks like this mystical little castle that sits out in the middle of the loch instead. Or for us less cultured, it's also the best place to have a picnic. You got the lunch?
Oh, might be in the car.
You're joking. It's definitely not, it's in your bag. This one right here, wind up merchant. Never wind up a hungry man. Oh, you're a star, thank you very much. So lunch is done. I feel like this might also be the perfect spot for a little sea swim. Our loch swim, our first loch swim of 2021. We did one in the lakes last year, just the other week.
Yeah.
I think we were in the Lake District. I didn't actually do any singing there, however we're saying, oh it's not even that cold, blah blah blah. We're forgetting we're about 600 miles north. So I think it's going to be a little bit colder than it was there.
I think the fact it's like melted snow.
Yeah, there's still snow up in the peak, so it might be a little bit colder because it's snow melt. But we need to do it nonetheless, and this is the best spot for it. Right, let's do it. High five.
The ducks can do it, we can do it.
Let's do this. I almost forgot the most important part. If you don't film it, it didn't happen. Oh, that is brisk. Oh, I know, it's very, very windy. I'm going to pick the worst day to do it as well.
It's nice when you can.
You can do it. Woohoo! 3, 2, 1. Woohoo! First loch kiss. Lucky man. Good swimming. 10 out of 10. Boosh. Job done.
And no trip to AVIEMORE is complete without a visit to La Taverna Italian restaurant. We are going to enjoy a margherita pizza and some wine to shelter in from the rain.
Yeah, we end up coming here every single time we come to AVIEMORE, and it's probably one of our favourite Italians in the world, so it's definitely worth a visit if you are up this end of the woods.
Winner.
And the all-important taste test. What do we think? Really good. Scale of 1 to 10, what's the best?
9.
9 out of 10, fantastic. That is the best yet, guys, so we're going to get stuck into this and we'll see you guys in the morning. So good morning, gang. It's been a very unapologetically lazy day, to be honest. We've just really sat around the caravan enjoying a nice relaxing morning in the van, and we also started on something very exciting. We're starting to do our newsletter again. By the time this video actually goes out, we'll probably be about 2 or 3 weeks into the newsletter. But that's going to go out every Friday, and it will give you a bit of behind the scenes, kind of what we've been up to that week, what our highlights are of that week. And if you want to get involved in that, you can click on the link down below. I'll put a link to the newsletter sign up. So I think what we're going to do now is we're at Loch Morlich, we just pulled up. We're going to go for a little swim and then head back to lunch and get some soup. And Gemma is absolutely buzzing for another swim. I'm actually very excited. It's going to be good fun, like just getting into the routine of going for swims again. Yesterday was so refreshing. I think it's exactly what I need because I had a little bit too much to drink yesterday. And yeah, I was very excited to get back in the loch again.
5 minutes later.
It is so much colder than yesterday. I don't even know if you guys can hear this. It is so windy today. In and out. Let's get this job done. Woo! I feel like I'm back in the sea though because it's so wavy. Absolutely smashed it. Push! Good job! It's time to face that wind. Worth it for a wee bowl of soup.
There's There's been all this talk about how today is the hottest day of the year so far. Well, unfortunately that is not the case in AVIEMORE, especially after a wild swim. So we've come back to the caravan and we're going to cook up some homemade soup in our soup maker, which is one of the best purchases we've ever made. It takes about 20 minutes and you've got some hot soup.
Ah, you go, baby.
Yes, thank you.
And of course we're going to be chilling out, watching the Scotland game. First time Scotland have been in the Euros for decades, so it's a monumentous occasion for us. We're not even usually into football, we're more rugby people, but we're definitely watching this game. Come on, Scotland! Showtime! And so to round off our trip to AVIEMORE, we've decided to come do a walk we did last year? 2 years ago in the winter. The last time we did it, we went out with our friend Iona from Iona Adventuring, and we did this walk. It was a horizontal blizzard when we did it. It was so cold, so snowy and so difficult. So we're hoping that this morning it should be a lot easier to get up and down this hill. And the views from the top, because it's all of a sudden become very calm, so it should be absolutely beautiful. And we're going to try and aim for under 3 hours. Got our first deer sighting of the year. I didn't think they'd be this far down. And here we are, we've just reached one of the main sites along this route. I should have actually said we're climbing up the Meall a Bhuachaille, which kind of sits above Loch Morlich, starts at the Glenmore Lodge, and then you just shoot up one of the nearby, like, it's not a Munro, it's nowhere near Munro, it's a little kind of Corbett type thing. Like, it's a smaller hill, so it's 600 metres, and you've got, after about 2.5 kilometres of walking, you're met with this absolute feast for the eyes. How peaceful is this place?
I love it.
It's so beautiful. What's it called?
It's called the Green Loch, which usually when the light reflects off it, it's because it's green. It doesn't really look that green today. I think it's because the sun hasn't properly come up yet over that hill. But yeah, usually it looks very green and it's just so peaceful.
So now we're walking along the top of the loch. It is actually looking rather green now the sun's hitting it, and it is so beautiful. It's proper emerald green. And we have actually spotted another deer just up there. Oh, there he goes. Run! So that one that we just saw was actually a red deer. So you've got two types of deer in this area. You've got the reindeer, which are a bit more domesticated, I guess, because they feed them on the reindeer tours, and it's a bit more of a tourist attraction, which I think I did when I was like way younger, and it was really good fun. I can highly recommend it. And then you've got the bit more wild red deer, which especially when you go up into the wildernesses such as like Glencoe, you get them everywhere. But just look at that view. We're not even nearly near the top yet, and it is a gorgeous view all the way down the glen. This is exactly the kind of thing that I live for. Smashed it. Get that rock on there.
Oh,
that was amazing.
Good feeling. 810 metres higher.
And look at that view, man. It is literally panoramic. 360 degrees all the way around the mountain. And it's just reminding me like how just breathtakingly beautiful the Cairngorms actually is. It's why it's one of our favourite places in the entire world. It's just views for days. Check the state of that, man.
Like we said before, if you've got the end in sight, you can literally do anything. See, as soon as I saw the top, I just had this like burst of like energy and motivation. I was like, I feel absolutely fine. What was I complaining about 5 minutes ago?
Summit treat, a little Titan Mars bar. To be perfectly honest with you, I think these are the only reason I actually go hiking, so I can get to the top and eat a wee guilt-free Mars bar. All good. It's got caramel on my lips, sorry about that, guys.
Now is the bit that you forget how hard it is going downhill.
Prepare your knees because this is going to be a long haul downhill. Oh, and to be honest, how can you not? Look at that! So again?
Yeah.
Second time. Oosh, let's do it. Wavy. Oh, it just doesn't get any easier, man. Oh, that's Oh, my legs have got an absolute shock after that walk, man. This is an ice bath if I've never done one before. Look at that view, man. Absolutely cracking. 3, 2, 1. Woo! High five. What a beautiful swim as well to finish our time in Aviemore. Gorgeous. Now it's time for dinner. And we've got an absolute Scottish classic lined up for tonight. I'm so excited for it. Oh, and just like that, guys, we're home sweet home for our final night in the van. We've got an absolute scorcher of a feast for you tonight. It is going to be so good. Our first time having haggis. So no neeps, just tatties. And also some greens, some broccoli and some asparagus.
And so it was from there that we drove to Inverness, picked up our Ellie and drove her all the way home.
And that's you guys all caught up now. We are off on our next adventure tomorrow. We're all ready, the van is packed and we are so excited to go. However, that's going to need to wait for the next video because this has been a long one. So we'll see you guys next time. Make sure you tune in if you want to see our first ever van life adventure in our new baby Ellie. And it is going to be a good one, I can guarantee you.
And don't forget, guys, that if you enjoyed this video and you want to see more, then make sure you subscribe to our channel so that you don't miss out when we post a video. And if you enjoyed this video, then give it a little thumbs up.
So thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you guys in the next one.
See ya!
Follow that up by saying, do I have big nose bogies coming out my nose?
Yeah, it drips out my nose, it makes my eyes water. The joys of hay fever.
Delightful stuff. Yeah. I'll just stick to my coffee. Without touching the slimy rocks.
They're really slimy. They got shallow so quick.
I know. Look.
I'm gonna be sick.
You're doing good. We're about a third of the way to the top. Suck it in. Where's your heart at?
287.
Smashing it, babe. My heart rate is 145. I'm taking it leisurely.